Hey everyone! If you're new here, I'm Kimberly from Dirt 4 Fibers. If you're not new, welcome back. So today is, I think, Thursday, December 29th, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. Lose track of time this time of year. But I'm here to say hi to the sheep, give them a little corn. They need some more hay, but also to check on Patches. So she was a little slow to get up the other day, and I'm looking at her now, and even though all the other sheep you see in the background are coming over to say hi and look for their corn, Patches is still laying down. So especially after whatever happened to my last little buddy, we're gonna go take a look at her and see what she might need to have done. They also need some hay as well, and then if we still have some daylight, I've got a couple things to chat with you about. So let's start with corn. All right, so I don't know how much you guys can see of this because it's getting pretty dark outside, but Patches have been laying here, and you can kind of tell like where she had been struggling to get up but couldn't get her feet under her, and there's like a boatload of poop. So she's been in the same spot for a while, but I got her kind of up a little bit. Excuse me, sir. And she's eating hay, and she had some grain, and I put some water next to her. So I think what I'm gonna do, I don't know if there's anything I can do tonight for her, but we'll come back tomorrow morning with some dewormer. Her eyes aren't like super pale. Like they're a little bit pale, but like not go down and not get back up pale. So we get her a little more hay so she has plenty. The other sheep keep wanting to eat it. And then we'll come back in the morning with some dewormer and maybe some alfalfa. I don't know if she's pregnant or not, and there's not really a way to tell because I don't have, hi baby girl, I don't have a marking harness for the ram. So I don't know if she's been bred or not. She didn't have lambs this last lambing season. She's still a little young, so that was fine with me. But I don't know if maybe she has preg tox or something. So, I know, buddy. And good boy. There's the other guys enjoying their hay. Hi, Felicia. Hi, Denise. Ugh. I don't like it. I think I'm going to try to get her to stand up one more time. Just get a little feeling back in our legs. And then we'll let her rest. Alright guys, so as you can see, I lost the daylight. It's been getting really dark really early, and especially we had some clouds moving in. And so seriously, by like 5 o'clock, I had pretty much lost the light over at the field. And so there wasn't a whole lot more I could do for Patches. I got her up one more time. She's still really weak on her feet. So she's laying pretty much where you saw her when I showed you last. But I gave her some corn and pellets, and she got a nice little heap of hay right in front of her and a bowl of water. So hopefully she'll be okay until morning. I realized when I got back in the car and looked at my phone, today is actually Friday, not Thursday like I thought. I thought I had one more day. I don't know, I lost a day somewhere in this week. I don't know what happened to it, but it's gone, poof. But here we are on Friday, tomorrow, Saturday. So tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go to Southern States because it was getting ready to close. There was no way I would have made it there in time. I'm gonna pick up some more sheep mineral. Maybe she just needs some mineral. Then I'm gonna pop over to Tractor Supply. I'm gonna get some B12. And then I'm also gonna get some, what was the other thing? Oh, I wanted to get a bale of alfalfa. Now, I wouldn't feed the sheep like a whole bale of alfalfa, but I'm thinking if I put it in like a trash bag in my car and then just pull off bits of it, and then that way, you know, it wouldn't hurt the rest of the sheep to get a little bit of a boost. Don't want Mr. Greedy Pants Ram to get too much of it though, because rams can't have very much alfalfa. And then I'll give some to Patches to see if that helps her. I'm also gonna mix up some Prohibit and bring that with me. I'm pretty sure I have a pack of Prohibit somewhere here in the house. Like I said, I can't tell exactly what's wrong with her. So she doesn't have smushy poop. You saw that pile of poop that was next to her on the ground was all pelleted. It was all good looking sheep poop. At the end, there was like one piece that was squishy, but she'd probably been on the ground for a while and hadn't had much to eat. So I don't know what it is. And her eyes are pretty pink. Like they're not super pink, but they're not like worryingly white or anything. So I think if we deworm her, get her some alfalfa, some B12, what was the other thing that was on my list, guys? Get some sheep mineral. That might give her a little bit of a boost. So just hopefully she'll be okay until the morning when I get back there. It did start to rain a little bit, but I don't think the forecast is for heavy rain. I didn't put her underneath the shelter just because I didn't want to then in the morning have to try to get her out of the shelter to tend to her. So I don't know, and it's not too cold, so we'll figure it out. So hopefully she's still kind of okay in the morning and not gone super downhill. But that's the update on Patches. So for the rest of the evening though, because it's still fairly early at this point, I think it's only like maybe 6-ish, I want to get started on some plans for next year. So I need to sit down and actually make a plan, like a good plan, because in my head I keep saying like next year I need to do this, for next year I need to do this. Well, hello, next year is in like 2 days. So I actually need to get a little bit more specific about my plans, because of course a goal without a plan is just a dream, and that's not acceptable. We have to make it happen. So I've got like 5 categories of plans. I started out with 3 and then it expanded by a couple. But yeah, so let me tell you about my broad categories first, and then probably in a different video, I don't know if it'll be in this vlog or later on whenever I get a chance, we'll do some more specific planning. So my first category is crochet plushies. Now you guys have seen my yarn stash in the background of my videos when I was facing the other direction. Plus I've got some here in my IKEA shelf, right? And so my first kind of general plan is to, or I guess goal, it's not really a plan. So my first general goal, I keep saying plan, try that again. My first general goal, there we go, is to go through my stash. Like not go through like, oh, look at all the yarn I have, but like finish it. Like actually get rid of my stash because they're all made into plushies. I might end up having to buy a little bit more if I get to the point where I'm like, oh, I need more brown for this particular thing. I can go to the store and get a brown, but because that's now in my stash, I'm making it now my problem that it has to be completely finished. So I can't just get it and use it for one project. I've got to actually finish off that entire skein as part of my goal. The reason for this is because I've got a lot of things coming up really fast back to back. I think the first, second Sunday starts in March. It could be April, but in my head it's March. So I'm gonna have to go back and check on that to be sure. And so if it's in March, it gives me a little bit of time. April is gonna be insane. So we're starting out with the Daffodil Festival on, I think it's the 6th and the 7th of April. Then if there's a second Sunday in April, I'm looking at maybe doing some other markets as well. So I don't know when those start. But then I've got a smaller fiber festival in Scotchtown, Virginia. I guess it's at Scotchtown. It's the home of Patrick Henry, the colonial home of Patrick Henry. Obviously he's not there now. He's like dead, but you know what I mean. And it was really good last year. I made a lot of money there. I mean, not like a ton of money, but I did really well considering we got rained out halfway through the day. There was a huge storm that rolled in. And then the weekend after that, I'm doing the Spring Fiber Festival in Frederick, Maryland, which I did the fall one this year, which is really good. And so I'm going to do the spring one and see how that goes. And that's going to be really exciting. So I've got at least 3 to 4 big events just in April. That could also possibly be lambing season. We'll see if Sargent gave me any lambs this year or not. It's hard to tell if anybody's pregnant yet. But we'll see what happens. So it's gonna be super busy. So I've gotta like be ready to go before we hit April. There's like not gonna be any work that gets done in April. We gotta be ready to go before then. So again, that first general goal is to make enough plushies that I've used up all of my yarn stash that was purchased specifically for plushies, okay? It's doable, I think we can do it. The second category is dyeing. So at the end of the season this year, can't remember exactly when it was, I restocked some of my undyed yarns because I was running really, really low. I had actually run out of a lot of bases. And so I actually have to go and find all my boxes for that because I don't know if they all came in the mail. Like, I remember ordering things and I'm pretty sure they came in, I don't know where the boxes are. So anyways, I gotta go find my undyed yarn. But anyway, my goal is to dye all of my undyed yarn. It's a fair amount, but it's not like a huge stock. But I want to get that all dyed in preparation of those like back-to-back fiber festivals. So that's going to include both the undyed yarn, and I still have a lot of my bump, which is the undyed fiber. I've got Polworth and silk that I'm working on right now. There's still a fair amount in that container, so I also want to get that all dyed up as well. Those are my two biggest priorities, I think, going into the season. The ones that I gotta finish. Okay, so the third one, I'm gonna go with my hand spun yarn. So I still have some commercially dyed fibers that I have not finished because I bought a bunch of it at one point in time and then started working on other things. So my eventual goal is to be mostly spinning yarn from fiber that I've dyed. And like bats that I've made and things like that. So that way I have reproducible colorways for my hand spun yarn. And I can also do kind of examples of, you know, what a colorway looks like spun up to kind of help sell the unspun fiber to hand spinners as well. So finishing up all of my commercially dyed, or some of it's actually hand dyed by other people, but all of my not dyed by me fiber, I want to finish that up and get it all spun up into skeins of yarn. So that's my third one. If that one's not all finished by April, I'm okay with that. That one's not the huge priority. The dyeing and the crocheted plushies are a bigger priority. My next one on my list is fleece processing. So I still have some fleeces from last year from shearing that have not been finished processing yet. Like some of them are still dirty, some of them are washed, but I haven't like actually like picked them out, either carded them or combed them or done something to them. And so I really need to get those finished. I also have some fleeces from other farmers that I purchased before my shearing this past year. I guess it's still this year, before the spring of this year, and they still haven't been washed. So I need to pull out all those ones and get those going as well. Again, that's a really big job. I don't think I'm gonna, there's no way, there's absolutely no way I can finish all of the fleeces by April, but it would be nice if I could get at least a couple of them processed, and that way when I go to those bigger fiber festivals, I can be like, hey, here's fiber from my own sheep. And so I just adds a little extra element there. So that's on my list. And then my last one on my list, it's kind of the lowest priority, but it's also really important, so I don't really know where it lies. That's my personal knitting. So I've got some works in progress that I really want to finish up. Some of them are going to be samples for my yarn. And so I really want to have that sample available for the fiber festivals so people can see how things actually knit up. I also have some trying to kind of like work through my stash as well. We do get a fair number of people who go to like the fiber festivals and things, and especially farmers markets as well, and like second Sundays and whatever, who are not necessarily crafters themselves, but appreciate handmade items. And so I get people who ask all the time at fiber festivals, they're like, oh, is this sample for sale? Well, most of the people who bring samples don't have them for sale because the whole point of having them is to help sell your yarn, right? So you don't want to keep selling your samples and then you have to keep remaking them. But I would like to have a small stash of things that I can actually sell to people who are not crafters themselves. That's not my most profitable thing because it takes me so long to make them that pretty much for what people will pay for them, I'm pretty much making back what I spent in the yarn, but I enjoy making them. So it's kind of like, I don't know, whatever. And then I'm also just trying to work through my personal stash as well and trying to knit up more samples in my yarn. So it's lowest on my list priority-wise, but I also really need to get it done. So those are my 5 general categories for goals. Again, that's the crocheted plushies, the hand-dyed yarn and fiber, the hand-spun yarn, the fleece processing, and my kind of personal knitting sort of thing. In the personal knitting category too, like I've considered doing like some hats and scarves and things that are out of like a chunkier material. So I had more things to sell. So anyways, it's a whole big thing. So I think first we're going to start concentrating on the crochet plushie piece, just because I think that's a little bit of a low-hanging fruit and I'm feeling it right now. And so I figure if I'm excited about something, I should like dive into it and get a lot of it done. And then by the time I feel burnt out on that, I can switch over to the next category of goals and kind of make that more of a priority. And like I said, I do eventually need to sit down and actually make a goal list, and plan out exactly how I'm going to conquer those goals. I need to have some interim deadlines, because if I'm just like, oh, I've got 3 months to tackle this, I'm going to wait until I have like a week. And then I'm going to be like, oh, I guess I'm out of time, because that's how my brain works. So I will eventually sit down and make an actual plan. But for the plushies, my initial reaction, my initial, I don't know, idea, and I don't know, what I'm going to do first to initialize. I'm going to set myself some challenges and use those to help kind of boost my productivity for the plushies. Now, I don't want to do challenges that are necessarily like, how many of these can I make in an hour? Because I think a lot of times, even when you watch like other people who do those challenges, even they're sitting there going, oh, this is not the best thing I've ever made, but it's done. That's not what I want, because I want everything to be good to go to market, and I want it to be my best work. Not to say there's never like an eye that's uneven or something, but I want it to be to the best of my ability. So I'm talking more about things like, let me find one of my, there's the right color, right? More like, how many blanks can I make out of one skein of yarn? And then I would sit and I would work through the skein and see how much I can make, but then it's all there and it's all ready to go. So we are actually going to start with that for this week. Our first challenge is to work up this particular skein of yarn. It is Chenille Home Slim, right there. I think it's from Michael's, if I'm not mistaken. It's 218 yards for 250 grams. I think in terms of length for yards and then weight in grams. Sorry for mixing up my units. It's a super bulky number 6, and this is the one that I always use my 6mm hook with. And this particular color is Fog. I make my, got a frog. I think it's Fred the Frog. I'll put it up on the screen, which pattern I use. And then I also found a turtle pattern. It's maybe Tank the Turtle, Trunk the Turtle. I think it's Trunk the Turtle. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to crochet up maybe a couple of frogs and then a couple turtle bodies, and then go back and forth doing one of each until I start getting low. And then when I get to the end and I'm playing Yarn Chicken, there's a little tiny frog pattern. I can't remember who it's by, but again, I'll put it up. And then I'll start making some of those, and we'll see how much we can get out of this one skein of yarn. All right, so it's a bit later, and I've got 2 of my frogs all finished. How cute. Well, they're not all finished. They still need a mouth, but the body is all finished. And that's how much yarn I have left. As comparison, let me find a full skein. So that's a full skein, and that's what I have left after 2 frogs. So I think I'm gonna go with my 2 turtles, which is a pattern that I have not done before. So I'm super excited to see how they turn out. All right, so it's like 9:30, and I have finished 2 little turtles. Look at these guys. So they don't have their shells yet. The shells are separate, and they wear them like a little backpack. Like, how cute are they? So I've got 2 turtles, 2 frogs, and this is how much is left. So we're starting to lose our structural integrity, but we still have a good amount left. So I still have 2 of these guys at the store. So I think I'm gonna make 1 more turtle. I think at that point it'll be Yarn Chicken. We'll find out. So we're gonna do at least 1 more turtle. All right, guys, so it is actually Saturday now, Saturday morning. And so we're going back to see the sheep. I am praying that Patches is still with us. I haven't looked around the corner yet. Okay, I don't see her where she was yesterday, which means she's either up or laying down flat. Oh no, she's further that way. Oh no, she's still laying down, but her head is up. Okay, so, oh my God. I went to Southern States and got us some supplies. So I had some Prohibit that I mixed up from home. I get it off Amazon. And then, let me show you. Yes, I am wearing the same outfit as yesterday. I figured if I was gonna be covered in sheep poop, I would just do it once. So I got some vitamin B, it's like B1, B12, probiotics, and a little syringe. So she'll have that. I also got some minerals, some sheep feed, and corn. So, all right, let's go take a look at Patches and see how she's doing. Hi, boys. Hi, Denise. Hi, boy. Hi, Pisces. Hi, Felicia. Hi, baby girl. All right, come on, guys. Let's go see how Patches is doing. Patches, are you still stuck, baby girl? Are you still stuck, baby girl? We'll get you up. We'll get you up, baby. All right, so B12 and dewormer have been administered, and Patches was trying to eat the front of my shoe, so I think that's a good sign. So next stop is some mineral. Now, Southern States didn't give me the mineral I asked for, because I have like a sheep specific mineral, but they gave me like the general livestock one, but I checked the tag and there's no copper in it, so it should be good. So I'm gonna go give everybody some mineral next, and I'll put a little in my hand specifically for Patches. So, all right, mineral next. All right, so we've got corn and a textured sweet feed mixture. We normally do just corn, but then the last, I don't know, sorry about the hair, the last like week, I've been adding in some textured sweet feed, and this is a new brand. It's from Southern States, and it looks like the kind I used to get. I had been using some stuff from Tractor Supply, but I like this stuff better, or at least the old stuff I liked better. So we'll see if the sheep go for this. Whoa, spilled my corn, spilled my corn. Okay, hang on. As soon as she saw the bucket coming her way, she was trying to get up. She managed to get up, but she was definitely interested in the food, right, Patches? Is that tasty? All right, you see she did a little bit more poop, but again, we're still good. Like, those are nice little pellets. How are you guys? You guys need some more water? Yeah, let's get your foot inside the fence. Crazy sheep. Alright, let's go back and see how Patches is doing. Yeah, pretty tasty. So she didn't want to get up, but I moved her out of that wet spot. It's all wet and mucky right there. So now we're back to being a little bit in the sunshine. It's a little bit drier. Hi guys. Got her some hay, which all your buddies are trying to eat. So to recap, we got dewormer, B12, hay, mineral, corn, and some textured sweet feed. So I'm thinking we'll let her hang out. I wish I knew if she was pregnant or not. There's not really a good way to tell. Hi, Felicia. You hanging out with Patches? You hanging out with Patches? She's got her water right there too, so she can reach it. How about some alfalfa, buddy? Let's go get some alfalfa. Alright, so next step in the process complete. She got herself a handful of iron pellets. They're technically goat pellets, but they don't have any copper in them, so you can use them for sheep too. And then now she's got some alfalfa in front of her. Yeah, pretty girl. You eat that alfalfa. Like, they've all decided, hi pretty girl. Oh, look at that face. Hi. They've all decided that she's getting some sort of like super secret, extra delicious hay. And they keep eating everything I put down in front of her. It's the same thing that I get out of their hay feeder. Oh my gosh, guys, leave her alone. All right, so we have an answer to how much can I make out of one ball of that Chenille Home Slim yarn. It's not the only answer, obviously, but it's one answer. So we made 2 frogs. We made 3 turtle bodies. What? Hold on, one more. 3 turtle bodies. I still need their shells, but 3 bodies. And we made 2 little toads. And then, whoops, as I'm knocking frogs off of my counter, I was a little over optimistic and I thought I could make a tofu turtle, but I made it through the head and 2 of the legs, almost to the tail, and then now I'll have to bust open another skein to finish him off. All right, so it's like 2:30, I think, right now. So I'm gonna go find something for lunch, and then if I don't have to go into work tonight, might go check on Patches again and see how she's doing. And then I'll come back and finish my turtle. So we are back to see the sheep again. So I had a thought. I was gonna come back and check on them anyway, but I found an old bottle of antibiotic in my house. It's old. Normally I wouldn't give it to a sheep, but it's holiday weekend, which means the vet's not going to be open until Tuesday, unless I want to pay like, you know, quadruple for getting something done on a holiday weekend. Yeah, whoever had the idea of taking livestock antibiotic off the shelf is an idiot, and I need to protest. But, so I've got needles and syringe, antibiotic. Let's go see what happens. So I gave her needle in the butt, and that certainly made her try to get up. But I have replenished her water, which was full of hay and actually almost gone. So I don't know if she drank it or somebody else did. But I'm gonna go ahead and let her have some more hay. Look at this handsome boy right here. I know. Sir, have you done your job? Am I gonna have lambs in the spring? You're so handsome. Oh my goodness. But again, I laugh because they have a whole feeder full of hay right there, and yet they think that she has some sort of like super special hay. But she's clearly not up, but she's still looking perky. So maybe some antibiotics, even though they're a little old, will help her out. Oh my gosh, this little girl back here, she was just like running around and frolicking like a crazy sheep. Oh my gosh, hi. Like, doesn't she look just like her dad? Wonder who the father was. Wonder who the father was. She needs a name. Both of our little girls. Where's our other little girl? Hello. There she is. That's our other little girl. They still need names. And little boy over here doesn't have a name yet either. He's the one right back there, obviously. He might go to market. I haven't fully decided yet, but his fleece, even though he's the handsome, hi Pisces, hi. His fleece isn't quite as nice as the other ones. Come here, buddy. He's not gonna come say hi, but like, check out. Oh. Oh my gosh, are you getting spunky? Are you getting spunky? So this is Sergeant, the ram. Come back, sir. Of course he wants attention until I want to get it on camera. But like, look at, like, here's Pisces wool. Look how gorgeous. I don't know if it doesn't do her justice. Will it focus? Let me look at that. Oh, that is so pretty. You're a big girl. You need to give me big lambs. Yes, you do. I think her only problem is that she's a little sassy. And I don't know if she's let Sergeant breed or not. And there's this pretty girl who also had me. Check out this fleece. Look at that. And of course, Patches. I accidentally pulled on her fleece earlier, so you get a really good idea what her fleece is like. Oh no, I actually pulled it out. Sorry, buddy. Look how gorgeous that is. It is so pretty. All right, that's gonna come with me. You didn't need to pull your wool all the way out, buddy. Sorry, precious. All right. Now your butt is fixed. You should be all set. Hey, pretty girl. Beautiful. Yes. You're so needy. You're so needy, like all the time. Hi, pretty girl. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're so pretty. Look how big you're getting. It's a pretty girl. Oh, you're so pretty girl. Are you itchy? Is that why your fleece is all... Do you have bugs, my good sir? Let's see. Ugh. Can you tell? Sorry for the extra close-up. I'm trying to tell if that's just like junk or a bug. Sir, are you dirty or lacy? Now on the plus side, sheep lice are not transferable to humans. I can't tell, but I think I have bug treatment at home. We'll bring you some tomorrow if you're itchy, buddy. Because he has been going to town on his fleece. You're looking rough, sir. You're looking rough. Hi, pretty. Look at you have stuff all over your nose. Oh my goodness, you hot mess. You hot mess. Look. You are also needy. You are also needy. So pretty. All right. So I think I'm gonna leave her here for now. Oh, he's itching again. Sir. But she's happy and she's eating, so we'll leave her here and come back tomorrow and see if the antibiotic worked. All right, so going back to see the sheep, I stopped by the store and got some selenium and it's upside down, but electro gel as well. Let me see that. We'll see how she's doing today. Fingers crossed. I also have her B12 with me again. I'm gonna grab a little bit of corn and pellets and fingers crossed. All right, so today is Monday, New Year's Day, and I'm back sitting out here in the field with Patches. So we did another shot of antibiotic, a shot of B12, oral B12. What else did I give? I guess it's like B complex because it also has like thiamine and stuff in it. There's all kinds of B vitamins. Then we also did electrolyte paste. I don't know. I gave her all this usual stuff. Yeah, so she's sitting here eating some alfalfa and she'll drink from her bowl of water and she'll eat the hay and the alfalfa, but I gotta hold her head up. So I don't know if you can see this. Sorry for the like awkward positioning. Say hi, Patches. I can't, like my leg's in the way where you can actually see her, but see, she's eating, like on her own. But if I let her head down, it like curls to the side, so I gotta like hold her up. I wish she had like some other symptoms other than just not getting up. There's no smushy poop. She hasn't pooped a lot since yesterday. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, it's like 6:45-ish and I got out of work not too long ago. I just stopped for a little snack for dinner. Got myself some Chick-fil-A, a salad and some fries and a cherry Coke. So yay for that. Yeah, today was rough. Today's Tuesday. Did I say it was Tuesday already? I can't remember. So I didn't do any filming this morning when I went to go check on poor Patches. Unfortunately, I had just missed her. When I went to check her, she was actually still warm, hadn't gone into rigor mortis yet. So that was really rough because it's like especially frustrating because I don't know what she died of. So the lamb was hard, but at least I knew he was anemic, right? So he clearly had an issue and it was just too far gone by the time we saw the issue to take care of it. But Patches had absolutely no reason to be sick. She, didn't have a blockage. She wasn't scouring. She didn't present with any neurological issues. Like before she went down, she wasn't circling. She didn't have a head arch. She didn't have any tremors. She wasn't doing any like wall pressing where they go up to a wall and like press their face up against it. She was eating, she was drinking. She didn't have any discharge from her nose or from her mouth. Her eyes were pink, her gums were pink. And so basically every indication to diagnose a sheep with an issue, she had absolutely none of it other than she couldn't get up. So that's still a mystery. I've been debating if I want to have the vet come out and just check everybody else just in case, but I haven't decided yet. So I'll let you know when I do decide that. But probably going to end the video here for now. Eat my food and then go home. My boss came back from vacation today and he's like, so you need to take a day off. And so he's making me take tomorrow off. So it'll be fun. So we'll get back in and do some more crochet projects. I'll give you a little teaser now because I want to end on a happy note. So my boss's daughter has been like obsessed with pandas. And so I'm making her a panda. Look how cute he is. His head's a little bulbous. Like I wish it kind of sat down like that. But she's small, so hopefully she won't judge her handmade panda too much. I just have to do the ears and the eye patches and a little nose and mouth or whatever. So that'll be one of our projects for tomorrow. But I'm going to leave you guys here for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.